Today on Toy Domination, I am joined by Esteban from Fist Action Figures and a local special guest, Finn, who's filling in for Joe. Esteban, thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you for your invitation. I'm really happy to be here with you guys talking about toys and action figures.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to actually be able to talk to someone at the start of a Kickstarter campaign. That's really exciting.
He's a guest at my house.
I'm a guest at your house. You can start paying rent. And for everybody who's normally joining, Joe is not here with us today. But don't worry, we have a substitute for him. Finn, pull out cute Joe. Almost as good. Cute Joe making an appearance. You know he's a fan favorite, right, Finn? Hey, so those of you who actually, I want everyone to do a little favor here. Joe's actually streaming in another channel right now over at Twotecast. There's a link in the chat. Go ahead and click that. Go over there and just say, "Hey, Joe, we miss you," and reach out to him. Just let him know you wish he was here, even though we have cute Joe. So, hey, Esteban, I'm really excited to talk about these toys, but let's talk about you first. I got a couple warm-up questions here.
Okay.
And then Finn, after he answers, you can answer them too, okay? All right. So this is a little getting to know you. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right. You're in a battle. You're toe-to-toe with some of your worst enemies. Which action figure hero do you choose to stand beside you?
Well, I don't know if it's for his skills or because it's my favorite, but I will choose Rock and Roll from G.I. Joe.
Nice.
It's my favorite figure for all time, so I think that I'm going to choose Rock and Roll from G.I. Joe.
Rock and Roll class. And are you going with the original OG in the green, or are you going with the belted crisscross ammo line?
When I was a kid, the first one that I see was the one with the cross belt. So I think that one will be my partner in the battle.
Rock and Roll from G.I. Joe. Yeah. I love it. Finn, who's your answer? You don't have one? You knew these questions beforehand.
A cat.
A cat? Meowskull's cat or just a regular cat?
Meowskull.
A Meowskull's from Fortnite, of course. All right. Okay.
Good answer.
Question number 2. All right. It's Christmas and you're 7 years old. There's a big present underneath the tree that you've been waiting for. What are you hoping to find inside?
Well, here in Colombia was an action figure line that calls the Magnificent Team. That was like I don't know what was a copy of the G.I. Joes, but was really popular in Latin America, and I always want them. So for me, for my 7-year-old me, I think that was my favorite action, my present that I wanted at that age.
What was the line called? No. What was the line called?
The Magnificent Team.
Magnificent Team.
Yeah, what was like a bootleg of Migo and G.I. Joe mix.
Oh, okay.
But there is only to find in Latin America. So when you talk with somebody that lives in Chile or in Mexico, they are going to know what is Magnificent Team.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Finn, what are you hoping is underneath the Christmas tree? That one? I just got that one. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping to get to?
You want another one?
Yeah, another one for you, not for me, right? Okay, you got to hold up here. There's the camera, baby. All right, cool. All right, so last question, and this is tailored to you since you're an entrepreneur here. You're in charge of a toy company. Which toy company and what changes do you make to it?
Well, I always dream to work in Hasbro, and I think that my changes will be here more the fans of the different lines of action figures. I don't know. I think that when you hear the fans and you make good marketing, you can make really amazing toys and action figures.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe Hasbro and hear more the fans and not only be focused on make money. That's easy to say
Yeah.
inside, but yeah.
So you wouldn't make any big changes or like change a line or change any figures the way they're doing anything?
Well, yeah, that's I don't know. Well, for me, being here in Latin America, I think that the companies like Hasbro only focus on the US and Europe.
Yes. Yeah.
So, for example, here in Colombia, it's so difficult to find some GI Joe stuff, Marvel Legends, Power Rangers. So, I think that the market is for needs to be worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So I think that I may be focused to open another markets, not only US and Europe.
And they recently just made those changes, right? Where they actually shut off international distribution, right? They like we had an Australian friend. He said the same thing. He's like, I can't find classified here. So I wasn't even aware of that until other people from other countries like, I can't get GI Joes like you can. I'm like, that stinks. Like I had no idea.
For example, I have a couple of friends that lives in the US, and they always complain, oh, I went to a market and I can find the exclusive. And I say, but you can find all the other figures. We can't.
Right, and nothing. Yeah,
we can't find anything. For me, I have a friend that always buy the figures for me on the Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah,
that's how I get my figures. But for the rest of the people that lives here in Colombia or Peru, Chile, Argentina, it's so difficult to find action figures. They only bring here the Marvel Legends because there is a Hasbro Colombia here, but they don't bring all the stuff that they make. They only bring Marvel Legends and some Transformers, and that's all.
Oh man, I see. Huh. So you good, buddy? Okay. All right. Thanks for being here, bud. Love you. I think his mom just came home too. So cool. Yeah. So I wasn't aware that that was such an issue until people were like, yeah, I had to the same thing. I had to have a friend ship these things to me. I was like, man, I guess all these people who are complaining about it, it's like at least they get access to it. So
yeah.
All right, cool. Hey, so I think Joe's saying that we're actually walking in a stream here. So let me confirm. We may have to kank this, and I feel terrible about it, but I don't have another platform to do this on. So if that's the case, we'll just have to reschedule real quick. But let's see what happens when we pull up.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, cool. So I schedules, and then we arrange everything to do here, and people are watching. I'm just like, oh man. But I was glad that you agreed to do this. I knew that you were happy to be on here. And you were so happy that you went ahead and you showed a recent unlock, right? A stretch goal one.
Yeah.
And I was flattered that you chose to make it after me. I thought that was really cool of you. Like, that sculpt is just spot on too. Like, awesome.
Yeah. Love what you make on the figure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so here's actually the figures here, right? So that's the comparison to G.I. Joe Classified there. So they're right at the same height of them, right?
Yeah, well, I make the figures of Fist a little bit bigger, just a little bit, because in the story that I made was after the Third World War, they are fighting orcs, so they need to be really strong people, right? They just survived a world war, so I thought, okay, these people need to be really strong because they survived a war and now they're into another war, so they need to look not like G.I. Joe that they are a special team or something.
Right.
They just survived a war, so I make them a little stronger, more muscular.
Yeah. So they're a little bit beefier. Here, let me pull up a big one here. There we go. So yeah, so a little bit bulky. So you got the orc on the left there. Actually, are all three of those orcs?
These three.
Oh no, those are the humans. Sorry, yeah,
humans.
Yeah. So they're big boys. So that guy with the beard and the mohawk there, he's my first one. I'm definitely gonna grab there. So, and all the armor, it's sculpted on, right? That's not removable.
No, it's removable. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, the vests are removable, so people can make their own customs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, on the for example, the pockets and the knife, you can remove them and put in other places too.
That's amazing. So I didn't. So again, just seeing the prototypes, I wasn't sure if it was all sculpted on. That's awesome. It's all modular and can pluck off.
Yeah. But, well, that's the idea of the line, that you can make your own customs and you can make your own characters. Yeah, I want that the people connect with the history, that they imagine them living in the Fist action figure line, so they can make their own action figures. They can make their own characters. As when you play a video game that you wanna personalize your character, I wanna give that to people so they can make their own characters.
There we go. That's awesome. So the modularity, I mean, you're talking about skinning when you're talking about video games. The modularity system is really popular with like Marauders in the 4-inch line.
Yeah.
We buy Mythic Legions and they can be all popped out. Like you could take apart Mythic Legions from the wrists, the arms, everything. Do your figures kind of do the same thing where they can are they supposed to be taken apart?
Well, the sculpts was made for that, but I don't want to make promise after we have the molds and we test everything that it's easier to make. To plug in, plug out. Yeah, because I don't want to say people, you can do that, but if at the end you can't, maybe people will be disappointed. So that's the idea of the action figure line. But I never say that because it's not one of my goals at the beginning of the line, right?
Yeah, you gotta under promise and over deliver, because fans, they'll go crazy on you. So yeah, good idea, man. All right, so you kind of hit on some of the lore there too. I want to explore some of the actual characters now. We'll talk more of the lore. This is my number one choice here. Like, this guy is just oozing with all sorts of, I don't know, he's got character. He's got this red beard and mohawk in there. He's got a glowing eye. Like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, well, I don't know about anybody else in this line, but that's the one I'm getting here. And I really like how you've got their bios with their qualities and then their flaws too. I thought that was really cool how they've got, leadership, loyalty, but also they've got things like overbearing in there. So I really love how you're adding flavor to the characters in this too.
Yeah, well, the idea of having that is because, I don't know, when you think on a character that always looks badass, they have their flawless too, that they, for example, when you mix all the characteristics of the character will be in a situation they are gonna throw up all that, right? They are gonna say bad words because of that. They are gonna say some. They are gonna be afraid of something because that. And when you put all in a character, you feel more real. The character is not a hero.
Yes,
he has his issues. He has his problems. He can betray his partners because he has another goal that is not only winning the war.
Oh, that's cool.
That's why I put all the characteristics on the characters.
So that speaks very much to how I write stories, or how I play games, or what media speaks to me too. Is that I like things to be shades of gray, but I also like to have the good guys to have flaws or a dark side, and the bad guys to have morals. So I love that. That was one of the things that I really dug about it. Also, at the bottom here, this guy's got 32 orcs killed.
Yeah,
that's a pretty high kill count there. At 46 too. Oh man, he's an old man. He's got a lot of kills in his bag there. Now, so do they have classes? Do you have like heavy gunner or specialist or anything like that? Do they have like subclasses?
Well, at the beginning, I don't want to make that because, as I don't know if the line will be success.
Yeah.
Making more guns will be that I need to make more molds. And the molds are the most expensive thing to make. So at the beginning, I just make them as soldiers with they have a class in their army, but they are not like a heavy gunner or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
But if this goes well, I have a lot of plans for the future to expand the universe of Beast.
Oh, I
Thing.
saw that. I'm gonna circle back to that one because I saw that you have other speeches in line. So let's talk about some of those other plans here. And you said that the weapons, this is what they come with each, right? They each come with the weapons, or is there a side weapon pack? Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I really love, so again, like this is so refreshing because it's not Snake Eyes and Duke and Cobra Commander. Like it's a new IP, and it's not just an old M16 or the same weapons we see over and over again. It's new and it's fresh, and like it's so cool to be able to see this. So looks like he's got like an assault rifle, and then maybe what is that, like a sniper rifle or a plasma rifle?
Yeah, it's like a sniper. Well, I take inspiration of classic weapons, but I thought like, well, if we are 100 years in the future, how the weapons can change, but with
just some technology upgrades.
Just a few changes, so you can see. Oh, I can recognize this like a sniper, but it's not the common or the classic sniper that everyone see in all action figure lines. Or, for example, I made 3D sculpts for 3D print, and I have a lot of guns. There is the same sniper of everybody has everybody's sculpt. So for this, I want to make something different.
No, that's awesome. So, and again, like technology gets better, so it shrinks, and then you have like a leap of technology that gets larger. So that's why I like the flat scope you have instead of just some giant bubble thing that's on there. I'm like, come on, it's high tech. So yeah, no, I think it's really cool. So he's my number one. He's my number one choice here. But then he's on the good guy side. Then the bad guys. This is what really jumped out to me for your line, is that at first I was like, oh, he has an orc character. Then I saw the lineup where they're all there, and there's 3 orc characters, and like, oh, what's this? It's humans, and they're fighting some orcs. And I was like, let me explore some more here. So like this guy, maybe I have a thing for red beards, because my number one human's a red beard, my number one orc here is a red gear here too. And this is Soul Hunter. So yeah, it looks like he's got a sniper rifle, and then what's that small weapon he's got there? Yeah,
it's like a grenade launcher.
Yeah, grenade launcher. And he's taking no mercy then. And again, you've got his card in here too. So he skins humans with the excuse to find the souls inside. Man, just a real nice guy then.
Yeah, well, when I thought about the orcs, I'm a huge, I don't know if the word is a fan, but I'm really into the World War II. And when I see both sides, there is a lot of people that thinks that the other band, they were not humans.
Right.
And that's way where I take the inspiration that, okay, if I was the enemy, the other people will look me as an orc, as a demon. So that's why I take this idea of, for example, I'm gonna talk to you about my upcoming plans. I have the idea to make a sub-team of people that believes that the orcs are demons who are here to punish us for our sins.
Oh, like fanatics.
So they cut their faces because that's vanity. Whoa. And they try to hunt humans too because of their sins. So I have I don't know, I thought that how here in Colombia we have 2 years ago from WhatsApp they start to spread an information that people from Venezuela were going into our houses. All Colombia goes crazy about that, and you see people in front of their houses with weapons, with things, but that was just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And when I saw that kind of things, and my country has a lot of blood history about the inside wars and that, I always try to put that into my skulls, and this story that sometimes you see that, oh, that sounds really crazy. But when you see the internal world that Colombia lives until now, this is part in the 90s was the day-to-day living here in Colombia. So that's I take all of that things to make this sci-fi history.
So you've got two things for inspiration there. So you've got the dehumanization of the enemy, right, in real warfare. So like you said World War II, Vietnam can be the same way. Like, oh, the Viet Cong, they'll come over here and just eat your brains out. So you have this dehumanization propaganda, but then you also have some experiences that you lived in Colombia that are also influencing this as well too. Like, that is so fascinating. And the not traitor humans. Well, I guess they could kind of be traitor humans, but you have like a sub faction because you have orcs versus humans, but then you got the sub faction that's kind of fanatic.
That's the idea of in the future. I want to make that characters to explore more all the fanatics that are in every part of the world. There always are fanatics.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to explore that in that way. How
that's awesome.
Can be in something that if we have orcs here, how they are going to see them.
Yeah. The impact of them coming to this planet. And there's, oh, that's cool. Hey, James, aka Ratface44. Esteban, if you haven't seen his channel, really good dude, really good content out there too. James, thanks for jumping in.
No, I never saw his channel, but I will. Thanks.
Yeah, check it out. Okay, so the orcs. I love these guys. So Soul Hunter, skinning, and he's got his kill count is 127 humans. And his slogan is "Too bad you will die." So just a real heartfelt guy. But he's very loyal, efficient, and he's got discipline. And I like the discipline angle too, because so often you think about the enemy just being like these Mad Dog, Mad Max, whatever, running around bandits. Like the Dreadnoks from G.I. Joe. And you see these Cobra Vipers, and they're all wearing stuff. Their kit's all nice, but they're undisciplined, and they just scatter everywhere. So discipline to me means that this is an organized force, that they're well trained, they're not going to crack under pressure. And you get a lot of lore with orcs too, where there's just these big dumb brutes. But these guys definitely don't have that. They're intelligent and they're trained, and I think that's what makes them kind of stand out.
Yeah, well, the idea to make to put on almost all of them discipline is because the discipline is one of the first things that maybe in a situation you are going to break.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, look at the Russians right now.
That in the army, in the things, the discipline is so important. But in a pressure situation, maybe you are going to break that as your first choice.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that was a great addition in there too, and to have the bad guys the orcs be a disciplined force. So, okay, let's take a look at one of the other good guys here too. I'm waffling on Nick Fury / Sergeant Rock here. I know his name's Iron Slayer, but I'm waffling this guy. He's really cool. I love the skunk stripe he's got going on there too. I love the cigar swagger. Does he actually come with a cigar in his mouth too?
Yeah. Well, the figure line is for collectors. Is not focused on kids, so that's why I the cigar, not to encourage people to smoke, but I saw that a lot of people have the style of life of smoking.
Right.
So I thought, well, if he is living in a war, he wants to smoke because he... maybe it's distressful or something.
Ratface asked what scale these figures are in. These are 6-inch 1/12 scale, right? Or 1/10?
Yeah, 1/12.
Yeah, so fitting right in with those classified. And just so I'll go back and show them a comparison picture here real quick too, just so you can see what it looks like with G.I. Joe classified. So there they are, standing shoulder to shoulder with our classified dudes, or our Valaverse as well.
Yeah.
Which again, I'm more keen to Valaverse than I am classified because there's less IP, and I can just take those toys and make them whatever I want to too. So very cool. And then let's see. So let's go back to him and let's see his bio card real quick. Have fun in hell. Well, at least, that's a friendly thing. Like, have fun. So he's... I noticed too, all these humans are old. The last guy was 46. This guy's 50. No young dudes running around out there, huh?
The troopers are younger. I put these guys like more veterans, like someone that has had more experience. Someone like can I don't know that show experience in their faces, in their actions. So that's why I picked that ages,
Yeah.
right?
No, that's awesome. Oh man, 50. God, if I'm 50 and still run around in kit with a rifle, then can't imagine that. Like I have problems walking up the stairs right now. So no, this guy's cool, filled with personality here. Let's see what was his weapon set too. So shotgun, and there's that sniper rifle we saw with the first guy, right? So you've given them kind of a spread between like a long range and a short range, and they all seem to come with a pistol and a knife, right?
Yeah. All of them came with the pistol and the knife. Actually, in the backstory, I posted a video on Instagram, like a letter of a sergeant telling his wife that he's telling about how people are dying in the war, but he tells to his wife that they need to steal the weapons from the orcs so they can fight them as equals. So that's a way to show people that the weapons can look closer to the orcs, or maybe some of them they share the same weapons, but it's all in the backstory. That for example, if the quote is you need to fight fire with fire. So they need the guns of the orcs to fight the orcs, because the guns that they have maybe doesn't work well.
And your setting here is that I guess now's a good time to explain that setting too, right? So we're after World War III, right?
Yeah.
So humanity's kind of down and out, but there's also been interspace travel too, correct?
Yeah, well, the idea is that we as humans always look ways to make war, being oil or being more money for.
Right.
So after the ends of the Third World War, the humanity was really weak. So that's when the orcs take that advantage to, okay, we can conquer Earth now because they are weak in this moment to conquer them.
And the orcs come from SAFE. Is that their organization?
Yeah, the name of the army of them is SAFE.
Yeah. And then the humans, the resistance is Fist then.
Fist, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And you can see that in the logo there with the black fist up at the top there. A very, rising of power or resistance icon. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool there. Yeah, sweet. So now, I know you want to keep some surprises underneath the bag, hidden in the bag still, but I saw that you're teasing that some other species are going to jump into this too.
Yeah, I want to bring more species and more fictional things to the Fist world. When I started making this, I thought, okay, I want to make a lot of things that I really love. I want to make zombies. I want to make space pirates. And how I can make that with dimensions. Okay, that's why I start making. Okay, this is interdimensional. So maybe in the future they can go to a dimension there is dinosaurs and humans or zombies, and they need to ride a velociraptor to go to other side. So for the future we have a lot of crazy ideas, but to make sense of all the dimensions, to make really cool action figures. But in the same way, the idea of Fist is like when you buy one figure, you can collect Star Wars, but the figure of Fist, when you put them besides Star Wars, you can tell, he can be part of Star Wars, or he can be part of Balabears. Some people told me, I want to see your characters fighting with the Balabears action figures, right? So I don't know. I think that's the point of all the interdimensional back history of Fist. So
So it's funny. We were talking to Joey Adams, who does the core. He does like a action figure core comic book, and he kind of added his own twist to like, oh, well, they open interdimensional rifts, so it's the same thing. Dinosaurs could come in or aliens. It allows this conduit for you to be able to justify having any toy in there. The board game Heroescape that they just did a HasLab. I don't know if it survived, but that was the same idea. It's like, oh, well, it's in Valhalla, so all the heroes in Valhalla are now fighting. So it's a cowboy, a Viking, a dinosaur grunt. I'm like, this is genius. And like when my boys and I play, it's very structured by scale, and usually it's by genre. So like fantasy goes over here and sci-fi goes over here, but anything sci-fi can jump in there. So for example, let's say that some of your orc grunts had to go and fight against some Cobra troopers, right? They could easily be able to fit in there. Who would win in this lineup too? A squad of your orcs versus a squad of Cobra troopers. Who's coming out on top?
Well, I thought that maybe the squad of orcs, because I don't know, mostly in the cartoons, I saw that the Cobra troopers are so
they're terrible.
Dumb. So I thought that the orcs maybe will make pieces the Cobra troopers.
All right, here's another one for you: a squad of your orcs versus orc boys from 40K.
Okay. Well, it's difficult because, well, I don't know. Well, maybe it will be a tie. Maybe
a tie because you got disciplined orcs versus just big brutes full of mass and muscle.
Yeah.
So how about a fist squad against a squad of orcs? Who's coming on top of 40K orcs?
I think that fist will make a good fight, but they are gonna lose because I have something with the orcs that I always like that they win. Oh well, for me, I want that they win everything. Yeah.
Really, the orcs win? They're out there, but soul hunters like sucking souls out of people and skinning them. They're gonna win?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if at the end of the history of this, the orcs are gonna win, but I want to make the history that it's really difficult to be against them. So in my history, the humanity needs to be really close to fight them, or make alliance with another planets that the orcs conquer to win to the orcs, right? But the initial idea is that the orcs wins.
Man, spoilers. Playing with 375 says all orcs would join forces. Steven, you don't know your 40K lore, because when the orcs are bored, they just start fighting each other. That's the very nature of orcs. So I did want to show that comparison though between like the 40K orcs, which I love, and then the disciplined orcs too that are more structured. So hey, just a reminder for those who are coming up here, make sure you go say hey to Joe in the Twodcast. He's already saying that people are popping in and saying hi. Just tell him we miss him. Tell him that we've got cute Joe as a fill-in, but it's just not enough. We really want the real Joe here. So just go and say hi. That's awesome. All right. I've got one more versus, but I'm going to wait and hold that one here. Let's go through a couple more characters, all right? So we've seen a couple of humans. This is the second orc I'm definitely buying. Doom Sinner.
Yeah.
Does his beret come off?
No.
Man.
Will be, yeah. This the beret is not.
That's okay. I'm still getting him. He's still my number 3. So, so he definitely looks like a commander here. And he's got, oh man, I love that rifle with that buttstock. That looks so cool in the back. The way you made the rear stock there, and then is that their shotgun?
Yeah, it's like a shotgun for orcs. Yeah, it's more like I take inspiration of a shotgun. Yeah,
that's cool. And then let's take a look at his bio here. So, Skull Crusher. Age 73 Red Moon. So I forgot to mention the other ones. I love that the age is based around something other than just years. So tell me what the Red Moon, what's the significance behind that?
Well, when I start making the orcs characters, I put at the beginning of like the humans, years old, but I thought why orcs will make their time as the humans. They need their own timeline. And in the backstory, they believe that there is a like a heaven in the red moon. So I thought, okay, it's like in his planet, there is no the sun that make the year is a red moon that make the spin of his
Yeah.
planet.
Yeah.
So they make the time on red moons.
Based on the moons instead of the
Yeah.
sun, because why wouldn't they? It's just already that's awesome. What a cool little twist. It shows a difference in culture. So he's 73 red moons. So how many years is that in human years?
Yeah, as they are orcs, they live more than humans.
Oh, really?
So he's like he's not like the youngest or he's not the oldest. He's in his middle age. That
Okay.
he's 35 to 45 years maybe.
Okay, cool.
In the human years.
And this is a general. And see his also smile. I'm sending it to your gods. See, so they're friendly. They've got this is good natured, yeah. And he's got 143 dead humans under his belt. Good lord, man. Now I gotta ask because I saw this on one of the cards. I don't remember which one, but it was going through the sewers and finding humans. Are they killing civilians too? Is that part of the body count, or is it just resistance fighters?
When I make that was because I thought, well, if they think that the humans are just another life to take, maybe they are gonna start joining that. So that's why he start. Okay, I want more than humans. I don't care because they don't feel. They just scream, but that doesn't mean anything to us.
Oh, man.
So that's why he search humans. They don't care actually, right? Because they see humans like if they were just another point for them to.
So are they like other fantasy or sci-fi orcs where they are like very warrior cast driven? Like is the whole culture like that as well?
Yeah, it's something like that. But as I told you before, I want that they look like that. But if I start making more of the backstory, I want that they have another goals in their life. Like, okay, why if an orc take a prisoner of a human and they at the end they make friends and he feels bad killing another humans and the humans see him like, oh, you are just another soldier but in a different army, right? So that's the idea of as you told, take off the humanity at the beginning, but when you go more into it, you see that they are like humans too, right?
Yeah. So one of my favorite tropes or storytelling is that war is very seldom good versus bad guys. Usually, it's just soldiers having to fight each other, right? They're just people who are told to pick up a gun and they're supposed to whatever cause, right? So it's people fighting people at the end of the day. Usually, there's very few like fanatics or Nazis or whoever. Like usually, it's just people. So it's interesting to hear that these orcs are the same way. I will say though, I think that Soul Hunter is probably one of the more extreme guys if he's pulling out people's skins.
Yeah, because when you see maybe you have a friend that he see the things different as you.
Yeah.
That's why he's like the guy that has the like I don't know. He wanna
the war trophies.
More the humans. Yeah. When I make the history about him, I thought my first question was why we humans why we believe that we have souls if we never can see a soul. If we told this to an alien, he will believe that okay, you have a soul inside. So if I open you, you will have a soul inside.
So he's actually curious about where, that's really cool. So he's actually curious about the human soul. He's not just like, that's really an interesting twist. That's cool.
Yeah, that because I always we always make like our own truths. Yeah. Like, oh, we have a soul. We believe in one God. We believe in family. We believe we have friends. We have.
But he's
I
here
have my
testing
wife.
that theory. He's like, well, let me see if that's what you actually, if you believe it, let me see. Huh? That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
So when I thought that, I think, what if somebody question all that things that we believe,
Yeah,
and
of
that
course.
that person will be this soul hunter.
Oh,
That
that's cool, man. And then, so now these are more of the troopers, right? So you've got a fist trooper here.
yeah.
And so he's got the covered head. Do you have any plans to add alternate heads or future heads into the line to like let this be more swappable?
Yeah. Well, the initial idea is that you can swap all the heads.
Right.
But as I told you, well, this is a project that I'm working with a toy factory, and the molds are so expensive that
Right.
they put uh, like lines that I can't cross.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, that's why I really want to reach the goals of the line, because if we reach the goals, the factory told me that they are able to open me the door to make as figures as I want
Oh,
in the
wow.
future.
That's exciting. Oh,
So
man.
that's why I'm really focused to make this happen.
Well, and then here you've got the Doom Trooper or the Orc Trooper here too, and again, like all heavy weapons for this guy too. I can't decide, so I'm in for 3 right now, and I may get a 4th, but right now I'm in for 3. What's the price for the figures? I forgot to ask that earlier.
Are 32 each, but if you buy more than one, you have better prices.
Yeah,
If
that's
you
not
increase
bad.
your-
32, that's comparable to Classified and Valiverse. That's right on the same tier market price for them, so that's good. And yeah, and like I'm struggling though. I'm getting the red guy, the human, I'm getting the general, and then I'm like, oh, but this Doom Trooper. But then you went ahead and showed some of the stretch goals here. So you got a Gambler Ace, and this dude's pretty young. He's 35.
Yeah, he's younger than the others.
Yeah. And then Liver Dies, just a gamble. And he's only had 28 kills under his belt there. And then your other stretch, and then here, let's actually look at the figurative weapons. So yeah, there's that assault rifle shotgun. He's pretty cool. I'm such a sucker for that hairstyle too, because I've got like my hair is just like barely hanging in there. So I see someone with this, I'm like, give me that hair. And then you've got this guy here, the Venom Trooper. So I read and this is another trooper for the orcs, right?
Yeah. He's in the lines of the orcs,
right.
But in the backstory is like there are warriors from other dimensions that the orcs conquer. So that's why they put that mask, so they can control them to fight.
Yeah.
Besides them, so in the history is like when the fist guys kill some of them, they remove the helmet and these are not orcs. So that is something that I want to play with that in the future with other figures. What happens if we remove the helmet to them? What are behind that mask?
It'd be awesome is that you could take this. Well, it's got green behind it, but if you took like a generic version of those helmets, if those are like the mind control helmets, you could put them on a fist body, and then that's the guy who got taken over by it. Whenever my boys and I play, they love the gimmick of like the face huggers or things that could like parasites. They love being able to like put that on a good guy character and have them be possessed. So to have these on 60s, you could do the same kind of thing. Like, now they work for the orcs. And I was intrigued. I saw that this was another species, so I started really examining that, like with the stripes and the arms. I was like, it's green, but it's kind of reptilian. So do you already have? Is this like a teaser to one of the other races that's going to be introduced later on?
That one I have a few sketch of what new species I wanna introduce.
Oh, cool.
Like I have some reptiles. I want some more like human wolves, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to explore more that in the time. when the time comes, I want to explore more that to make really cool action figures and really cool characters to fulfill the line.
That's awesome, man. And then, so the Kickstarter opened up on 18 November. Right. And then I jumped in like 19 November. I was like, well, I'm going to get mine now. And then it closes on 2 January. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In 40 days.
Okay, great. So I put the link in the description. So people like definitely go check these figures out. I'm excited to see what the other unlocks are here. And then I wanted to just, we kind of compared to what the humans' fist would be like, or the orcs against some 40k orcs and Cobra troopers. But would either of your squads be able to handle a xenomorph?
Okay. I think that the orcs will be easily hunt an alien, but for fist will be really difficult. Maybe they are gonna lose a lot of guys trying to hunt the alien, but at the end they are gonna win too.
Because when you talk about cross play, like I have a bunch of NECA xenomorphs over here, and every now and then I'll drag them out with the boys, and those things just rip the Joes and Cobras to shred. And my son just got his first NECA Predator, and that guy's out there just like zap, and he hasn't seen the movie, so doesn't know they,
Okay.
But yeah, those things just lay waste. I'm like, man, the only things I had to fight these guys is the Warhammer 40k Space Marines. So I was like, I'm hoping I get some orcs out there and they actually stand toe to toe. So that's cool, man. Hey, Esteban, I'm really excited about this line. I love hearing the lore about it. It sounds like it's just got rich with story and characters, and I love seeing the unlocks. Again, so that's 18 November to 2 January.
Yeah.
And they're 32, 35. How much was it per figure?
32.
So
32
$18. Yeah, $18 for
$32
me, $32 for everybody else, though, right? That's what we agreed to. So, no, that's awesome. That's a no-brainer to get into that too. And what else you got? Do you have any other things you want to cover that I missed?
Well, yeah, I want to tell the people that these are gonna be doing on the factory here in Colombia. So all the action figure lines are making in China. So these are gonna be we hope to be a game change doing something in Colombia that is close to the US. We have you just need to take if you're in Miami, 2 hours fly. If you are in the LA, it's 6 hours fly. The other thing is I live like 30 minutes to the factory, so I will be really into the process. To make
that's
sure,
really good. Yeah.
I want to make sure that all the materials are the best. I went last week and they buy a new paint machine, and the details are so. I blow my mind when I see the details that the machine makes. So this is one of the things that this Kickstarter is different than the others, and I want to open the door to small companies like Balabers, like Marauders, to make their figures here in Colombia.
Yeah. Oh man, absolutely. Yeah. So I've never actually been able to talk to them at the ground level, but I hear about all the problems of you got to pay to go over to China. If there's a problem with the factory, when some trade embargoes hit things, COVID, like all these different problems that were going on over there too.
Delays.
Not to say that that
they have a lot of delays of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ratface, so is shipping going to hurt any more than it would coming from China, though? Coming from Colombia?
To the US will be... actually, we're going to make all the toys, all the action figures here in Colombia, but they have another company in LA. They have... so we're going to ship everything to LA.
There you go.
From LA, we're going to ship to everybody. Mm-hmm.
There you go. So hopefully Ratpace that'll cut down on some of that shipping cost. Again, I've never really considered myself that fortunate when it comes to toys, but the more I interact with people from other countries, I'm like, oh man, I am in the sweet spot here. Like I had no idea how good I had it when it comes to shipping. So that's awesome. Did you have anything else? Did I miss any other details?
No. If people want to support this project, I really want to make this real. And if someone wants to write me or talk to me or have any questions, just write me. I'm always open to answer all the questions. I always say I'm not the best on English, but I make my best. So that's
Your English is better than mine. You're doing great. Hey, awesome. Hey, thanks so much for jumping up here. I'm really excited about this line. I've already pitched in. I may have to like hide how much more I'm going to buy in later on, but I'm really excited about it. Please go check out the Kickstarter. The link's in the description, and you can see him on Instagram as he makes reveals. He actually just had a Shark Trooper that came out today. I didn't put it up here. Go over to his Instagram page, go check it out. So, hey, Esteban, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you to your invitation. And say hi to your family. Thanks.
Okay. And thanks everybody else for coming out and playing with us today on Toy DOMination.